Hello, my name is Landon Barrowman, and you're watching The Midnight Tonight Show, a local community show that showcases artists and musicians and hardworking people all throughout our community. I'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to listen to their stories, struggles, and the things they enjoy about being part of that community. Without further ado, welcome to The Midnight Tonight Show.
Welcome to the very first Midnight Tonight Show. Tonight we'll hear from painter and artist Pat Ennis. But first, from Blondie Presents, it's Jasmine Anderson. Here's your host, Landon Barrowman.
Welcome to Midnight Tonight. Tonight, we have Jazz.
Hello.
What is your last name?
Anderson.
Jazz Anderson. There we go. Only know you as a social media, star.
Yeah.
With Blondie Presents. She is the main presenter for Dive Bar.
That is correct.
Let's get into that. It's so good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So you've been promoting a dive bar for like a fucking ever.
Yeah, it's coming up on 2 years here.
2 years.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing, you just made a post. You said, was it 96 shows?
Yeah.
96 this year.
Yeah.
How do you do 96 shows a year? That's insane. And is that just shows at Dive Bar?
No. I've done some shows in a couple other venues in Edmonton, and then a couple shows in Red Deer and Calgary.
So yeah, you're expanding. You're you're creating an empire, a Blondie empire.
Sure.
Yeah. So what bars do you do at in Red Deer?
I have only worked out of the VAT.
Oh, that's a good venue.
Yeah.
You go in there, it's like a huge cathedral almost. They got like that giant fucking roof.
Right. They have a good vibe there though. For sure. Yeah.
Tall. It's very tall when you get in there.
Yeah.
It's and they got all those crazy paintings. I don't know who that guy is, but he's done lots of stuff everywhere of all like the different artists, and they got like Jimi Hendrix on the wall, and they got that one where like Neil Young looks like his face is melting.
Yeah.
But I like it too because it's like you work like I'm seeing a trend develop because the VAT is very much like an old man dive bar, and so is like the dive bar. Like the dive bar that you're at took over for our Jasper Hotel on Jasper Ave, right across from the Shaw Conference Center, which used to be like a really fucking seedy dive bar.
That is true, yeah.
Yeah. So
no knives.
How did you guys? Yeah, exactly. We used to call it the No Knives Club. How did you get the stabbings down?
Couldn't tell you.
No, they're still rampant.
No.
Okay,
we got rid of the no knives sign. I haven't had a problem since then.
And that's psychology, right? People see a sign on the door and they think, well, fuck, no one's going to tell me not to bring a knife in.
Right.
Yeah. So they're going to bring knives in. It's good that you took it down. So you've been working at the dive bar and doing all these shows. Where in Calgary do you do it? Sorry, getting ahead of myself.
I've worked out of Vern's, Modern Love, and The Blocks.
Okay, so Modern Love and The Blocks are totally different place than Vern's. Vern, again, is more exactly your pigeonhole of like the dive bar. I know Clint quite well. He's my favoriteest, angriest person.
That is a dive bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you go there like midday, there's always a guy there just like watching VHS tapes. And he's just like reading a newspaper, and he's a very nice English gentleman, and he'll just sit and talk to you all day while he gets you pissed drunk and day drunk. It's probably one of my favorite places to get day drunk in Calgary.
Wow.
But
can't say I've ever done that, but
day drunk in Calgary, never?
Not at Vern's.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to. Don't eat any food from there, but I don't even know if
they serve food.
Might serve chips. I think they did. I'm getting them confused with Vern's Pizza.
Right.
Yeah, because that was the thing. Either way, so do you have a favorite genre to work with?
Well, my favorite is always punk.
Punk.
Yeah.
Rock. Because you were doing what? Like there's EDM shows that show up. Those aren't your shows.
No.
That's just kind of dive bar stuff that happens, right?
Yeah, that's, we have some regular programming that is taken care of by other promoters. That I don't really deal with other than putting them on the schedule.
Well, that's good anyways. I mean, it takes a lot of the shit off of your plate, right?
Yeah.
So you manage more or less just the punk community. So like is that you find that there's a reason for that? Is it that punk is more of a community that you can talk to and everybody's kind of connected in this way? Because, I've noticed it for a long time, different promoters and stuff like that. And like the hardcore scene is connected, right? So it's easy when you start promoting that you can get to know a bunch of bands and do it. And then like the metal scene, it has its connections, but you get into like a modern rock scene or anything like that. And I find it's like harder, you need to really like know what the fuck's going on. Like those is it called the Aviary now?
Aviary, yeah.
Yeah. Those guys have like their whole own scene like going on. Like bands are coming up there I've never even heard of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Those are the best shows to check out, right?
100%. You got me there.
You bet.
You think you're better than me?
Damn straight. Just kidding.
So where do you see like local music scene, the local punk music scene going in the next few years? I mean, we've never really had a big shooting star out of here since like what, the Smalls? I mean, the Wednesday Night Heroes were pretty huge, but they weren't like huge as like the Smalls were commercially. Like, do you think anything's going to come out of here? You seen any good acts that you're just like?
We have some pretty significant talent in Edmonton and Calgary, right? So, I mean, yeah, the bands that are working, towards what they want, right?
It's different now, though. I mean, before where it was like CD sales and you had that kind of thing, now a lot of it's like online presence.
Right.
The CDs are replaced with like Spotify and artists aren't getting paid much for that. So how do artists really compensate for that? I mean, merch is one thing, but shows are another. But you see people that are like still should be huge and they're still at that little level. Like I saw a show you put on just this week, Skrizzly.
Right.
Yeah, and like this guy had a huge cult following. Like every girl in the crowd knew all the words to his fucking songs, which was crazy. Yeah. And it was like primarily like a female fan base.
Right.
They had all brought their boyfriends who like eventually got drunk enough that they were singing along because they probably heard all the songs in the car enough times. But like this guy should be way bigger. He should be huge. And here he is like in a little bar, singing to, what was it, like 60, 70 people? Like he made his money for the night, but like, where's the radio play? Where's all that? Like, how does someone make that jump,
Right. I don't know. It's a challenging process, right? And everybody has to kind of find their own way. And just, it's mostly about making connections, right? And putting yourself out there and I don't know, just doing that every day, right? And showing people that you're dedicated to what you do, right? And that you have something to offer, right? And that people should see it or hear it, right?
And that's what it is. It's the push, right? That social media push, that go to the show, make the connection. You like a band, go talk to that person. Go talk to the lead singer. Tell them that you're in a band. Show them your shit. Get their phone number. Like after a while, it feels like, that shameless self-promotion is like, ugh, it feels icky, but you have to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You have to like believe in yourself and believe in what you're promoting or else no one's going to fucking want to know what you're doing,
Yeah.
If you're like selling cookies and you're like, here's my shitty cookies. You want one? No one's going to fucking eat that. You got to tell them like, these are the best fucking cookies in the world. Why aren't you eating this shit?
Right.
So.
Exactly.
What makes Blondie Presents the best cookie on the market? Why should someone come talk to you to do a show?
I try to be consistent with my approach to how I do my shows. And I kind of have methods and how I do stuff, and it's been working for me mostly so far, right? And people are generally, I haven't really had too many interactions where people were unhappy with anything, right? So, I mean, everybody is always going to have somebody or whatever that's like, oh, fuck, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, people can see, people's integrity and like who actually does what they say they're doing, right? Or like who you can, depend on, right?
People can trust you, and you've got a huge social media influence that reaches lots of people. I mean, my band's done a few shows that you're at the dive bar, and it's been great. Like I've barely promoted it, and tons of people have shown up. You've got people who do posters, people who make the posters for you, people who put out the posters. You do your own online social media. You even sell tickets online. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff there that you can offer local musicians that like some places that I've played in the last long time haven't.
I know, right? Well, and then like, I mean, I feel like it's a pretty good deal. Like I do a lot of work. Like I work pretty fucking hard, right? And then I mean, once in a while, right? Like somebody will like, and it's like, come on, man. Really? Like,
well, there's going to be dicks everywhere, right? I just
do a lot of work, and if there's ever like any misunderstandings or like,
So what do you find to be the most rewarding part about throwing these local shows? I mean, you get to see lots of fucking cool bands.
Well, that part is cool. I don't know. It's just, it's like building a community, like a place where you can go where, the world's not all fucked up and like, there's not a war going on and, there's not fucking Trump being president and like, this person fucking saying this about this person and fucking whatever.
Yeah,
man.
it's
like
your sanctuary.
It's just, it's like going home when you're not at home, right? But
well, that's fucking cool. If your job feels like home, some people would say that you made it,
I mean, I guess.
So you might be richer than Elon Musk. So what do you think's the most challenging part about what you do? Like, what do you like fucking dread every day? Is it the emailing? Is it fucking postering?
Drama.
The drama. Lots of drama.
Yeah.
Between promoters, between bands, just between everybody in the scene? Like you feel like you're babysitting a lot of the time?
Well, I mean, it's like a lot of little things that like can be irritating. I mean, but for the most part, like things are okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't sweat the little shit, So 96 shows was your milestone, but who has been most supportive to help you get to that 96? Your partner, the dive bar, like who is there in your corner? Who is there in your corner helping Blondie Presents?
Well, obviously the dive bar and like my family and my partner and
because I mean, you take a lot of time out of your life to do this stuff, right?
I really do, yeah. But I kind of have like an objective, right? Like I'm wanting
What's your objective?
Well,
Is
I
it
want
a secret objective, or are you going to tell me?
No, I'm trying to build my business, right?
There you go,
I'm trying to build Blondie Presents and so
what's your like ideal focus point? What do you want Blondie Presents to become?
I don't necessarily want Blondie Presents to become more than it is now. It was more about like having that sanctuary kind of thing or like community.
You're in the eye of the storm, man. You love it. Yeah, this is
it's a thing. Yeah. I like to stay busy.
Yeah.
It's a distraction, right?
Keeps the demons out of your head, right?
You betcha.
Yeah. They can't get in if I just keep moving.
That's pretty much exactly how it is.
Oh yeah, I know it. That's a good one. But so when you're pricing a show out, like how do you determine like what you're going to cost doors? Are you ever going to go like high door costs? Because usually you're one of the one venues out there that still gives you that like $10 to $15 punk show, Yeah. Is it local kind of like local artists kind of present that if you're able to do it for local artists or traveling artists, you kind of ask for more or what?
If there's out of town bands, obviously you want to usually ask for a little more for them, just because traveling and touring is expensive.
Gas,
right? And it can be hard for touring bands, right?
Sympathies.
So
You're sympathetic to the touring musician. It's
well,
good.
everyone should be, really.
Yeah.
They're trying, that's like the whole point of everything.
That's why you buy merch.
That's why you buy merch and you go to the shows and you tell
buy the
your
LP,
friends, right?
even if they're charging $50.
You get their sticker and you put it on the wall, you know, you do the stuff.
So is that what's you're gonna ever get a Blondie sticker on like a Cybertruck or anything?
On a Cybertruck?
Yeah, when you went down to LA, you didn't slap one on there?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe on a side. I don't know.
I think that'd be good. It'd be a good visual on your Instagram. A Blondie Presents sticker on a Cybertruck.
Yeah. I wonder if that would ever come back to me if I did that. Probably if I'm talking about.
They'd look it up. Yeah, they'd probably.
Totally.
It'd be especially if you had a website on there, they'd be like, "Oh,
I
who
could
the
just
fuck
say
did
that
this?"
somebody else did it.
100%. They wouldn't know. Well, I
But
mean,
what if they have a fucking camera on the inside of the car?
Musk
watching
is
the
pretty
outside?
known for like those 360 cameras all around the cars. So you can't really throw a shopping cart into any of his fucking douchey cars because he'll know who did it. They'll like record it live.
Yeah.
But how did you come up with Blondie Presents? Is it the obvious reason because you're blonde? You're not naturally blonde though.
No. Okay, so Blondie Presents. I was doing a show. I was developing a show with somebody, and there was a poster that a friend of mine who's actually passed away now had made. And the guy that was in one of the bands that I was booking with suggested that, oh yeah, throw Blondie Presents on the poster and or something like that. He said, because it was like my first big show with like 5 bands. And
nice.
That show didn't end up happening, but that was like the lead into what got me connected to the dive bar.
Sometimes the name does it, right? It's like you get that name in your head and you're like, this is what I'm meant to do now. So
it wasn't even necessarily that I wanted to do it as a company at first. But I thought about making like an Instagram, and I just decided to go with that because Instagram is pretty much where everything is at now. So
that's the new social media? Because I'm still on like the old man shit. I'm still on the Facebook.
I'm on Facebook and social.
Yeah, Facebook.
Social media
do you do
stuff,
the X?
Well, no, I don't do X. No.
Because X is like just a sex site now, I think, right?
Twitter?
Yeah, I think yeah, because like he removed almost all the restrictions that they had, so now it's like only like OnlyFans girl advertising, pretty much.
Really?
I think so.
I didn't know that.
And there's another one coming out because I saw Mark Hamill and a bunch of other people are moving to it. I forget what it's fucking called, but yeah, everyone's moving to this thing. All these celebrities. Social media kind of sucks. It's like one of those necessary evils, especially when doing anything you want to promote. This will all be over social media, TikTok, all the likes. You know,
isn't TikTok just banned in Canada?
TikTok's not banned in Canada.
Pretty sure it was, wasn't it?
Oh, was it banned in Canada?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm pretty sure it was just banned in Canada.
Weird.
Yeah, recently.
Well, we'll figure it out. I mean, I'm still watching TikToks.
Well, I don't know if it hasn't like gone into effect yet or something, but I swear that is what
Those
I heard.
fucking liberals always controlling our social media.
Seriously.
But yeah.
Fucking liberals.
Yeah. Did I ask you what has been your like favorite show this year that you did?
My favorite show?
Yeah. What's the band that you just wanted to see the most?
I don't know. It was pretty cool to work with Teenage Bottle Rocket and.
Oh yeah, fucking dope.
Yeah, I did that show at Temple.
Nice. Okay, so you're doing stuff at Temple too. Temple in the town in Edmonton here.
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, underneath the Starlight Room.
Yeah, and that was with Lush Clot and Garrett Dale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Garrett Dale and his band. He's actually got a show coming up pretty quick here. I think it's December 21st at
Garrett Dale.
Garrett Dale.
Yeah. Okay.
Garrett, 2 T's.
2 T's.
You betcha.
One of those Garretts.
You betcha.
I know a bunch of those Garretts. I won't talk about those Garretts.
Damn Garretts.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on and promoting your stuff. What are you excited about in the next year? Because it's about to be the new year and you've got tons of shows that you're going to need to put on. So what are you pumped? What's your vision and trajectory?
I'm looking forward to doing some showcases for a couple of festivals at the bar, at Dive Bar, sorry. We're going to be having 3 different Winterruption showcases.
Okay, Winterruption. That's this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
January 23rd is the first show. We have PQ with Julia Summer Miller.
PQ.
Yeah. And Misplaced Intentions.
Nice.
And Teacup Romance.
Okay, cool.
I believe, that's the 23rd.
This Winterruption festival, it's like multi-venue.
Yeah.
I've noticed that this is happening a lot now. Like, I remember it started kind of like Sled Island in like fucking Calgary. And that's the first time I kind of heard about these like multi-venue festivals. Because you think festival and you're like, oh, they're going to do like, they're going to pull a boonstock and just like build a shit stage in the middle of a farm field and everyone's going to die of fucking, thirst.
Yep.
But now they're getting smart about it and they're like, we can hold a festival and actually promote local businesses by doing multi-shows throughout a bunch of days and just kind of connect them.
Right.
And sometimes like they like make little maps for you to like almost like a Where's Waldo map for you to like follow the venues. And then you kind of just pay you pay like a one pass and just end up, you can go to all these shows.
You can get a wristband for Winterruption. I believe they're $79.
And then how many shows does that give you access to?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you the exact amount.
Yeah.
I could look at my phone and tell you. But
you can't. We are on television.
There is a lot of shows. Like,
I'm
talking like probably like 60 shows.
60 shows you get access to. That's crazy.
Shows,
that's nuts.
A lot.
That's like, if 3 bands a show, you're talking like...
Oh, there's a lot of bands.
180 that took a while to get that mapped.
No, it's I don't know. It's a lot though.
That's like every band in the city playing.
Pretty much.
Except for mine. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Roof.
Yeah, well, a bunch of old dads. We can't do it all the time. All right, that's Blondie Presents. Next up, we're going to have Pat Ennis come in. Thank you very much. This is the Midnight Tonight Show. All right, coming up now, we have Patrick Ennis, painter, artist extraordinaire. Hey, Pat, what's going on, brother? It's good to see you, man. Thanks for coming on. The first episode of the Midnight Tonight Show.
All right, exciting.
Yeah, well, move that a little closer to you there. Perfect. Yeah, we're still working out all the bugs. There's lots of them, but we're trying to figure it out, man. But thanks so much for coming and being here. You are a painter in the local Edmonton area that I've been watching forever.
Yeah,
the first time I saw
met was about 13 years ago.
Yeah, at the Artery, which doesn't exist anymore. You were having an art show, and I walked in there.
The Isby Domain was a gallery next to the
next to them.
To the Artery, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what I was doing there. I think I came after like a Halloween party. I slept in someone's bathtub, and I showed up at this thing because someone dragged me there, probably following some chick. And I remember looking at this painting and being like, this is fucking amazing. And it was like it's a picture. I still have it because I bought it from you, but it's a picture of like a guy, and I think it's you, just like looking out into the night sky, and he's in the middle of a forest, and the night sky is like all geodesic, like sacred geometry, luminescence, like just the sky's going nuts because the guy looks like he's tripping balls.
I've done a lot of art since that painting.
Yeah, oh yeah. But even that one, I still look at it today and I'm like, I have a hard time focusing on like how you did it. It's just such an amazing painting. And I remember thinking like, oh man, this is going to be like $500 painting or something like that, but I have to have it. And you sold it to me at a very, very reasonable price.
That's why people keep coming back to get more art from me, because they get good bang for their buck for a quality of artwork for the price.
Hell yeah. I mean,
Also,
I even came back to you for a commission. I got you to paint a bunch of stuff.
In this economy too, it's like you'd be wise to lower your prices at this point.
Yeah, and that's it too, right?
You want to do it to get rich, or you just want to be able to do it. Also, like most people that I know don't have disposable income in 2024 for spending a lot of money on things like art, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, in our consumerist society, where does art stand in that role? I mean, you're competing with Temu, Amazon, and all the useless shit people think they need. They have no problem spending $80 on Amazon or whatever on like a bath mat and shit. And then when it comes to art, people have a hard time justifying it sometimes.
Depends on the piece. I like, for me, the most meaningful paintings that I do for anybody are usually memorial pieces for people
that's huge.
They, will weep when they get the painting. There's yet to be an AI artist that can do that for another human being, because I put the work into creating it with my own. I put love into the piece. Yeah. So when somebody receives it, it just means that much more to them.
So this AI thing, I really wanted to get into this because online, you are very
glorified photocopiers.
Yeah, you are very, very outspoken about your discontent for AI.
It should be used for applicable things like medicine, maybe making traffic flow better, increasing efficiency in areas. I think that art and music are human endeavors and should be reserved for human beings.
And I mean, it's funny, it's interesting because there's always these like signifiers that kind of like let you know it's AI. Initially it was the hands. AIs could not do hands. Actually, one of your paintings that I noticed online, it's actually of a robot looking at a painting of a hand.
Yes, deep in thought, and there's an immaculate like Palmolive style hand on the easel, and it's like the AI finally figured out how to count to 5. This thing's coming for our jobs. Can't even count to 10 on.
Well, they can't figure out that humans do this, right? And I mean, in the music too, you can always tell there's something like uncanny about it, and I think that's the quaintness that's there. Yeah,
it looks like plastic wrapped, and cheesy. To me, I think it just looks super artificial.
So as far as like artificial art comes, like this is something that you see. I mean, you're an artist that's down there in the trenches. You're making art. I've seen you on White Avenue selling your art, setting up. So I mean, you're literally the real deal as far as like art comes. You do like tons of paintings.
I did the math. I did a painting every day and a half on average since 2002.
That's insane.
So it's currently at about 4,000 paintings.
What are you running from? Why are you painting so much?
I started painting. I took lessons from the poet laureate of Ottawa, the late Patrick White, who was a landscape painter and a hell of a poet. Yeah, but he sort of showed me the ropes on how to do landscapes.
That's fucking amazing. When did this guy show you this? Like, how old were you?
Well, he gave me 3 lessons.
Okay,
and that was about it. But he was a good teacher. So
I mean, for somebody of such prestige to take
all he needed
any time out of his schedule,
he saw something in me. I was sort of the one in the small town where I was, like one of the radical kids, where most kids weren't little punk rock street rats,
Are you saying he knew you were a punk rock street rat?
Well, he just saw that I was different, I suppose. I did have an identical twin brother too, so we were like both kind of freaks. My twin being like Pauly Shore hippie in the 90s, and me being like Sid Vicious. So
fuck. Like, I love that Pauly Shore hippiness.
We're sort of the polar weasel opposites. I'm the evil twin. Yeah.
You're the Sid Vicious to his wheeze.
Yeah.
So when you say that he helped you paint landscapes, this is a pretty good landscape painting that you've done. You want to tell us a little bit about this?
I was out for a walk in the river valley here in Edmonton. This is actually a little shortcut road over near the Bona Vista Dog Park in the sort of the West End.
Yeah. And so that's the Bona Vista Dog Park. Your detail on the trees and the light, that's amazing. That's exactly the kind of stuff that I expect from you. So
this year I did a art show with Rachel Notley, the former premier. That was in it.
That was in it. Yeah. She didn't buy it.
None of the politicians did. I don't know.
All those cunts have so much money. They don't want to fucking buy anything? Jesus.
I got a free pen out of the deal.
Oh, a pen. That's like you can get one of those walking into a bank.
Art grant would have been nice.
An art grant would have been nice. Yeah, exactly. You know, they could have taken you on anything, man. Anything. Do something good with the tax dollars, you know?
But on the AI note, though, it's like you can't replace human beings like just because there's an app. That's like trying to say like you know, an AI can compete with being Jimi Hendrix. Is like you're not experienced. Are you experienced? Have you ever been experienced?
It's very much that emotional thing.
It'll never be Jimi Hendrix because it was a human being and he put his heart and soul into it. And art's a lot the same way. You know, you can make a synthesized Jimi Hendrix, but it's not going to be the same.
And I mean, you see it too. Like Temu and shit, they sell AI art on canvas. They'll somebody's out there making art that's not, it has no proprietary like attachments to it, so nobody owns it. So they just have it up there, and they sell it.
For paintings are one of the few things in life that you can buy, and it will go up in value over the course of your lifetime and generations to come. And I really don't see that happening with AI generated art images.
Well, I hope my
they're going to be
my Pat Ennis paintings start going up in value.
Oh, check out these NFTs I got back in 2024.
What even was with NFTs? Like that was something that just went right over my fucking head.
To make money off the images that they paint, which wasn't just print orientated. I stopped doing it. I don't know.
You made NFTs?
I did, and I regret.
Tried to like cash in.
Well, I mean, if I can get, I sell a painting for a couple $100, and it's like, and I set up some prints for T-shirts and print regular prints.
Well, you got to market yourself.
For me, it was just another avenue to sell art. Yeah, man. And I don't care who sees my art. It's another avenue to get it out there, and especially in nowadays when like 80% of the art you see online is just spam, fake art. A lot of people are giving it up, but at the same time, no guts, no glory. And if you're the last man standing, the only one that can actually the only one that actually painted it and mastered it, and you're a room full of AI artists, like they don't stand a chance.
You could be the last guy. You could be the last artist standing. That would be fucking amazing.
Hope not.
Wow.
I've been painting for thousands of years.
But I mean, you're totally right. I mean, you've got like great artists that would pave the way, like Warhol, who did something different.
Nobody wanted Jimi Hendrix. He just showed up and he was in your face. And I guess they're saying for a lot of society doesn't know what is good for them till they hear it.
So you compare yourself a lot to like artists in the way musicians
I don't compare myself to other artists.
I mean, like as musicians, like the struggle that you face is very similar to a musician struggle because you're still on that like grassroots level, almost like a local band.
Edmonton's been good to me. When I started here in Edmonton, I literally would like hit the street corner outside a city center mall, and then like fast forward it some time later, at being the fact that it's Edmonton and there's not a lot of full-time visual painters in Edmonton, although there are some talented people around.
Yeah, we have the art walk and things like that.
But most of them are weekend warriors, and they come out and do the art walk once a year, and like that's their thing.
It's a hobby thing for them.
It'd be very difficult to find anybody in the city of Edmonton who has painted 4,000 paintings. You know what I mean?
4,000? That's your count?
That's the last time I counted. About
Jesus Christ, dude.
No, I did the math every day and a half.
Oh my God.
I got kids now, so I'm squeezing out about 2 paintings a week.
Yeah.
Which for me is like, I'm at 30% my productivity, but I mean, the kids, you got to find time.
You got to make time,
So I make time to do the art because otherwise I would just be like... Every time I go out and sell paintings, I always run into one person who's like, "Oh, I used to do art, but now I work at the fucking tax office and I hate my life."
Thanks a lot, sellout.
Nobody's, but at the same time, the pressure, they feel it when they're turned the screw, look at the AC/DC, who made who, now everybody's like, just wants to like get by at this point, and they're all stressing about how they're going to feed their kids. It's
and you can't blame them. I mean, it's hard when there's that like consumeristic society of keeping up with the Joneses to give up those creature comforts to pursue a passion. A lot of people aren't going to go live.
The danger that lies in AI is the fact that you're compromising your artistic vision to an app, and it's no longer the artist coming up with an idea. it's a prompt.
Well, and then skill development.
Another person could do the exact same prompt, So I think if you do AI, it should be clearly labeled, and they should give a description of what you typed in. If you typed in, make this look like a Van Gogh painting, that should be, the artist should be accredited, and if relevant, paid out for having their work taken. I know I don't approve of my art being used for AI.
Yeah, exactly.
And yet it is, because a website that I used to make prints is probably selling it,
So do you see like the future of AI painting becoming like gallery style?
I think it's going to become gimmick, and it's going to make authenticity more valuable, because like
that's
if
a good
anybody
dream of hope,
can pick up you're not special. Anybody with the app can do this.
Yeah, again, it does not
takes
promote skill
zero
within the
talent.
artist. Yeah, exactly.
Zero talent,
Yeah.
and to claim some sort of vision when it's not your imagination. If I could tell an AI to create the things that I see in my mind, I would use it, but it doesn't do that. Only my mind, my hands, and my paintbrush can express that with accuracy.
No shit.
And even, for instance, this paintings here where I do people swimming in space, and the sky just kind of becomes the water. It's an easy illusion to create with paint, and yet AI can't wrap its head around it.
It's like the hands,
because
right?
it
They
doesn't
can't fucking
have the
figure it out.
cognitive reasoning that a human being has.
And that is a big thing. It struggles with emotional and artistic
There is
expression.
No emotion.
No emotion.
I've heard people say it's soulless. And if you ever looked into the laser stare of an AI freaking sex bot generated freaking image, like,
I haven't.
Jesus Christ, these people need
a
help.
sex bot image.
Have you seen these?
Yes.
It's
of course.
super over sexualized AI and this.
It's like a hentai on acid.
Right. Yeah.
Like with all this other shit. It's wild stuff. Yeah.
And then you get into the slippery slope of like, what if someone's, people stealing people's faces and making like stupid porn things? Like, we need some kind of regulation over AI.
And that is a big part of it. And not only that, because a lot of the problem with it was the big rumor of initially the terms and services with TikTok, that there was the big rumor. I don't know if it's been something spread by like a US or anything like that, but they said that China was able to use your face in advertising because of the terms and conditions on the thing. So
like
that anything you make, they can just take it.
People got hurt at Disney World and they couldn't sue Disney because they downloaded the app and it said there was some
terms and conditions.
Right, stipulation. I was watching a movie on Disney and then you go to Disney World, get hurt, and you can't sue them. Like,
that's insane, because these terms and conditions get too fucking long. It's like, sign this or you have no access. And it's like, it's the equivalent of one of those scrolls you see on the movies that gets rolled out and completely leaves the room. The whole thing just follows out of the room, and you're expected to read all this and sign all this before you continue on your journey. Fuck this.
The internet has changed from what it was supposed to be, which was like access for people to reach people all over the world. And even now we have like firewalls between like, Europe and North America, where I can't reach the fans that I could use to be able to reach on my Facebook, because they have these things put into place now. And it's like, especially for reach on Facebook now, you have to do these stupid weekly challenges where it's like you have to post a certain number, you have to have so many likes on your this,
really,
and you have to invite so many people, and if you don't meet their little fucking, it's like, fuck you, I've been doing this for 20 years, I don't need to prove myself to Facebook so I can be a rising creator. Like, compared to what?
And again, this is trying to encourage these people who want to be influencers and such to start doing mass engagements.
I got like my art page that I started in 2012 is about 95,000 on my Facebook now. But that's not because I was trying to influence people on TikTok. That's because I painted fucking thousands of paintings.
No shit.
And pumped it out for, week after week.
I've never seen a TikTok of you dancing or flossing.
I don't want to do that. Please don't make me do that. I will do that if I have to do that, but I'd rather not do that. I want to let the art do the talking for me.
And it should. It does. It has. I mean, you've supplemented your rent and you've done
folks
this
with like the big 8-foot painting. It's like a reveal where they turn it around. The girl's all like, we're half naked and standing in the way of the goddamn painting.
She's like, I just painted my thong. That's how I do it, right?
Get away. I can't can't see the art. I'm not here looking at tits.
I mean, and a lot of it's great art, but I mean, it's sad that they even know that what sells on TikTok, right? And it's sex.
But then are you doing art
highly sexualized?
Is that what we've come to? We make art just for likes on Facebook?
It'd be a hard compromise for an artist.
It's like trying to spend Monopoly money. Like, it's not real. Like,
well, I mean,
wow, look, I got 14,000 likes on this photo. You know what I mean? You still got the painting sitting at home. It's like, so
you're somebody who's experienced that, right? Where how many people online are like, I love this painting, I love this, I want this, and you're like, cool, it's $80 because I've seen it. People are asking you about a painting, you're like, come buy it, and they're like, yeah, it's so great, it would look great, like, okay, come buy it. And then I've seen you like, nobody picked this up, or somebody even paid it.
The funny thing about art is, whenever you need to sell art, you can't.
Yeah.
And when you don't give a shit, it flies off the shelves.
Well, that's fucking
and the other thing is too, sometimes I'll do a painting and I'll be like, man, I nailed this painting, I love this painting, and I won't touch it. I won't change it for like a couple of years because I know that painting's right. It doesn't matter how many likes it got on Facebook. I know the painting's good. And that's all it really comes down to. And most people that see my paintings aren't on Facebook. They're standing in a room somewhere looking at the wall. Right. So it's not like I'm going to meet these people or, in that way, art's different than music where you have like 10,000 fans roaring in your face. Well, art's sort of a quiet appreciation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless you're dead, great.
And also, it's not as like visually, like as an artist, you aren't there every time someone looks at your art.
No, you're not.
A musician, even if even if someone looks on Spotify, you could be the cover of that album, right?
Think of it like making art or making music, but for the future. That's what art is. You're not doing it for like the right, sometimes like last week I painted a stupid banana that looked like hyper realistic, taped on the wall with the duct tape.
Yeah, I saw that painting.
And it's a joke because that was an actual painted piece of art, not this jerk who just taped a banana to the wall. Like, give me a fucking break over
right, because that was like some kind of...
If that was artist, I want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, right, because that was that was a painting of like an installation piece from another artist, right? His art was the taped on banana.
$4.6 million. And now there's like, apparently you can't copyright a banana taped to a wall, which is good to hear.
Yeah, but I mean, also, so somebody bought that. What happened to the fucking banana?
I mean, just some crypto freaking billionaire that just wanted to buy it so he could eat it. I don't guess he likes having things in his mouth. I don't know.
That's fucked. But I mean, also, how much money do you have that you're going to spend? How much money on that? Fuck me.
Too much.
Yeah, no shit. Money's fake. That's proof. They don't even care. It's like when you hear about these rich guys, they're like, they don't have money in their pocket. It's like their net worth. I'm worth this much. And that just blows my fucking mind.
Right.
But so your art very much has like kind of a theme that goes towards. What would you say the theme is? I mean, you'll paint anything, but I mean, I often see like a lot of stars.
I sort of have a existential crisis feel to my work because I don't know, it reflects how I feel.
You feel existential?
I think every artist is in a dualistic nature with like the void and energy, and it's like, so
you've got these parallels of like realism and reality, and then like beyond.
Paint something that's inspiring in the dark.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring the light.
Adage, art's for comforting the disturbed and disturbing the comfortable.
That's a good quote. I like it. So you're slowly now moving on to, you're expanding and going into art and visual installations as well, and you're making music.
Yeah, so it started off with me doing like a painting, and then I just began with like some GIFs where if it had a loop in it, you could make the video kind of loop
like a swirl. If it was a galaxy, you can make the galaxy
amazing.
Swirl.
All of a sudden, my painting
or like alive
is like moving now, right? So I started to run with that and generating more and more videos. I've been doing that for a few years now, and I've always played music, but it was,
I never knew that about you.
It was just more for the fun of it.
Yeah.
I couldn't make a living doing music, just mostly because I can't get a band together.
What do you mean? It's fucking hard.
Together for long. Yeah. So I've been kind of playing some instruments and producing music now to go with these animated art videos that I create. And so I did an installation here last summer. It was kind of like that Van Gogh exhibit with the moving paintings on the walls,
I
except
actually
for
went to
like
that one.
Actually intense, because it's like there's music and there's like crazy flashing space.
So it's more
chips.
like the electric Kool-Aid acid test
like
style
this one
version
here,
of it.
I made it look like there's like, a space field coming towards you in the video.
So I actually looked it up on YouTube, which anybody can do, and you can see some of the visual stuff that you have on YouTube along with the music.
Yeah.
It's like synthesizers and like almost like a synthwave feel.
My band's called Synthesize, and there's a playlist
Nice.
on YouTube. Got about 200 music videos up on there now.
200, Jesus Christ. I obviously didn't hit the page. I mean, you just sent me a couple of links and I checked it out, but they were great stuff. I enjoyed it, man. So what's next for you? What are you going to do next? You got a brand new year ahead of you?
Well, right now I'm waiting for my kids to grow up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of not...
Just water them.
Late teenager. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about doing an artist in residence out of the country once my kids are sort of big enough that I can just take
That's
off
nice.
for a 6 month run.
Go to the country and you can,
Italy
nobody will bother
or
you.
Tunisia. There's 2 people that I know that are over there. One's in Italy, one's in North Africa.
Can you get like funding for that? They're just going to
Yeah,
send you.
you do like a 6 month artist in residence. You live in this little wherever the studio space that they have over there. You just do paintings. And then
Can you speak Italian?
Because the thing is, like, here I'm just me, right? But when I go to like Tunisia, I'm a fucking exotic goddamn animal.
Yeah, no shit. And that's the thing. I mean, it's like, that's the rule. Musicians experience this when they travel. They think that they're
like
on their
Jimi
scene.
Hendrix going to England or the Beatles coming to America.
Yeah.
Nobody could be a prophet in their own country.
Oh,
I think
exactly.
is the
Like
expression.
even in Edmonton, like you're an artist in Edmonton, everyone's like, the
can only
second
go
you
so
leave, go to
far in
Calgary or
this
go to
city,
even Red
like-
Deer, people are like, holy shit.
Edmonton's been good to me, like
Yeah.
I said, because there's not a lot of full-time painters here, although there is some, but it's like I started off selling on the street corner, and now I've had to I've been invited to do shows at the Art Gallery of Alberta.
Yeah.
I've had one-man interactive art show inside the city center mall.
That's
But It was
nice. like
when I got here, I was selling paintings on the corner.
Like a
outside of-
prostitute.
yeah, outside of city center mall. And
Art prostitution.
Fast forward, 10, 12 years, and I'm in the downtown core now.
Yeah.
I've sort of penetrated the city.
Nice. Penetrated. The
Yes,
pianist
the deep
did it.
deep in Edmonton there.
Yeah, dicks deep in fucking Edmonton shit.
Yeah, and I sort of ended up. My roots were punk,
Mm-hmm.
and I started off sort of there. Punks don't buy paintings. I hate to say it. Love the guys.
Yeah, we were talking about this, and like,
Morally, you're great, but it's like you're also self-destructive to a fault a lot
Yeah.
of the time. So I agree with the ideologies of punk, but I'm also at the point where I'm like, I'm 45, and I've lost some friends, and I don't like supporting people that are just destroying themselves.
yeah, that's a hard thing within the community is when like drugs run rampant and other things, and it becomes the substance abuse problems that you
Right.
watch like literally run through all your friends and
I've
destroy
seen
them.
some good artists here in Edmonton that just
Fucking fell
fell
apart.
off the wagon,
Yeah.
and then now they're gone, man.
Yeah, it's hard. It definitely
So
sent waves through our community. Fentanyl problem is fucking huge
Yeah,
in
no,
Edmonton.
these days it's
Yeah.
probably the number one killer in my age category.
and it comes
younger.
and it comes after musicians and everything because we live according to Alberta government a high risk lifestyle, but you get out of it and like it's becoming more and more popular to become sober,
Yeah.
or to be so
Well,
limited in what you do,
The
right?
good thing about art is it's a healthy addiction. It's
Yeah.
not. It's never the same thing twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I still enjoy it, even though I've done thousands of paintings. You know,
And that's a good thing. I mean, like it keeps you away from all that shit.
fortune favors the old.
Yeah.
And
I
if
mean,
you
like,
don't live long enough as an artist to get to that,
yeah.
zone.
Fortune favors the old.
That's true.
You're just full of wisdom.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
So nowadays, would say I'm anti-drugs, because it's not worth it. Like this, for what?
I just can't have fun on drugs anymore. I like
you
to go
got
to bed
flat
early.
line
I like
get
to.
off. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's move on from this. It's like
Yeah.
I want people to be healthy now.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man.
Healthy anarchy.
Well, fucking A, man. Thank you so much for coming on the Midnight Tonight Show and showing
Thanks
us
for
your
having
art. I appreciate it, man. Pat Ennis. Everybody, you can check out his art. We'll have some links up at the end here, so you can check out Blondie Presents and Pat Ennis. And thanks so much. This is the first episode, pilot show of Midnight Tonight.
All right.
Thank you so much for watching. This is the first episode of the Midnight Tonight Show. We had Patrick Ennis on here. We had Blondie Presents and minimal technical difficulties. So I think we're doing good. We'll catch you next time on the Midnight Tonight Show. Thanks so much. Have a great night.